If someone can control what you see, they can control what you believe. And if they can control what you believe, they can control what you do. So when the housemaid tells you this home is perfect, here's the real question. Is the danger in the house or in the story the house is forcing you to accept? Welcome back. This is a spoiler-light philosophy and psychology explanation of The Housemaid. Officially, it's simple. Millie is trying to escape her past and accepts a job as a live-in housemaid for Nina and Andrew Winchester. What begins as a dream job becomes a dangerous game of secrets, scandal, and power. Now, I'm not going to ruin twists, but I am going to show you how the film engineers the feeling of, I can't trust my own judgment. Let's get precise. The APA dictionary defines gaslight as manipulating someone into doubting their perceptions, experiences, or understanding of events. That's not just lying. It's making your mind feel like an unreliable witness. Now add coercive control. If gaslighting is controlling your interpretation, coercive control is controlling the environment that creates those interpretations. It's the invisible fence: money, movement, reputation, access, fear, rules, and consequences. So here's the key takeaway for The Housemaid. The Winchester home isn't just a setting, it's a machine. Because if the environment punishes one interpretation and rewards another, eventually you stop asking what's true and start asking what version keeps me safe. So why doesn't a person simply leave a situation like that? Thrillers love a why don't they just leave moment. But coercive control thrives on invisible costs. Leaving can cost money, reputation, the only stability you've got, and in some stories, your literal safety. So the trap isn't only a locked door, it's a believable story. I should stay. I can manage this. Now the film starts pressurizing your moral compass. Bandura's moral disengagement work explains how people separate their actions from their self-image, not just by admitting they're evil, but by changing the frame. In domestic thrillers, you'll hear frames like, "It's for your own good," "You made me do this," "This is the only way," "I'm protecting my family." The genius is, those sentences can feel reasonable. They're emotional anesthetic. So when a character does something they know is wrong, what story do they tell themselves so they still feel like the hero? Okay, but what decides whose story becomes reality? Here's the philosophy lens that makes The Housemaid hit harder than a normal twist machine. Epistemic injustice is an injustice done to someone specifically as a knower. A credibility deficit, meaning even if you're right, you're not treated as credible. Now watch the social geometry of this story. A live-in housemaid enters a wealthy home. Wealth comes with a default credibility. Uniforms don't. So the film isn't just asking who is lying. It's asking, if Millie tells the truth, will anyone believe her, and why? 3 tools to keep. 1. Gaslighting makes your mind doubt itself. 2. Coercive control makes leaving expensive. 3. Moral disengagement turns harm into necessary. And 4. Epistemic injustice explains why truth loses to status. Yes, that's 4, because the last 2 lock together. Next video, I'll compare The Housemaid to classic domestic thrillers, how modern respectability became the new monster. If you want that, subscribe and comment. What's scarier to you? Being lied to or realizing you can't trust your own judgment anymore?